Hi guys, welcome to the beautiful north coast of Ireland. So today we're going to be doing a collaboration brew with Lacada. Lacada Brewery are based in Portrush town here. They're a cooperative brewery, and what does that mean? The cooperative brewery in the sense of Lacada means that it's community owned. So the community here, they support it, they've funded it, they're invested in its growth and development. So Lacada have been trading now for about 5 years. They bought a cask ale brewery out of the UK. We've had the pleasure of working with them and helping modernise that equipment. We've put some pressurised Brewix fermentation tanks in. So today we've come down here to join the guys on a brew day, and we're going to be brewing something special. The brew that we're going to be focusing on today is a double IPA with a lot of emphasis on the hops. So we're going to allow the hops to shine through. We're using some new advanced hop products. We're going to be using Incognito. It's a Whirlpool hop edition, 100% natural hop product. We're going to be using Lupomax, which is a brand new lupulin enhanced hop pellet, and also the very, very new liquid dry hop Spectrum. So this is going to be a very hop forward beer, backed up with beautiful crisp malt, and we're really excited to see how this beer turns out. So come and join us in the brewery. We're outside Lacada. It's probably best described as a little hidden gem on a small street in Portrush, just tucked in out of the way. So look, can you imagine if the licensing laws changed here in Northern Ireland and we were allowed tap rooms and we were allowed to buy direct from the brewery? With the tourism trade here, this would be vibrant, packed full of people coming to buy beer. But hopefully those things are changing. But look, come inside and check out the brewery. So as you come into Lacada, you'll see they have office buildings obviously on the left hand side. We've got hop fridges and obviously a fridge for to cool the beer, so like cold chain storage. You know these guys are doing it right here. We've got some nice Brewix pressurized fermentation tanks that we've installed ourselves. I'll come down, I'll show you the brewery. So it's a Dave Porter kit cask ale brewery. They're not manufactured anymore, but we'll just run through what way the kit works. So we've got the HLT, which is called a hot liquor tank. So what they're doing there is they're bringing the water up to temperature to allow them to mash in. Then we have in the center here a mash tun, and obviously the HLT would then power the sparge arm to spin around and rinse the grains from above. It's then taken off the bottom, it'll go through like a little underback, goes into the kettle. The kettle has an extraction hood that goes outside, and you can see the guys here have a plate heat exchanger. So goes through the heat exchanger and straight over to the fermenter where we add the yeast, and that's where the fermentation takes place.
Hi folks, I'm Laurie Davis, head brewer at Lacada Brewery. We've been on the go since October 2015. We're fairly unique. We're a cooperative brewery, which means we're owned by, last count, about 400 co-owners. The co-owners invested in the brewery and they run the brewery through the board of directors. Our aim is to make the best, technically best creative beers we can. We're dedicated to that. It's very hands-on. We come up with some great recipes. A lot of those are fed in by co-owners. So we sort of translate those, put them under the big brewhouse kit, and then put them through our upgraded system. So now we've got some fantastic fermentation vessels, closed system, and we can most of the product. Started back now kegging some of it as well. We've just rolled out quite a significant roster of new beers in the last 6-8 months, and people can't get enough of them. So we've got the stalwarts like Easter Beast, West Bay, and now we've got Blue Pool, the Ridges, Community of Hope. So we base our beers, names and the concepts on the North Coast, on the names of things in the area, legends, stories, some things we might make up. Mango's barefoot. So we bring creation to the names and the labelling as well as the beers. So today we've just finished brewing a collab with Geterbrewed, and it's been an interesting brew day. Brew days sometimes don't quite go according to plan. So we won't mention smoke, will we? We'll leave that out of the equation because it hasn't appeared at all. We've been using Incognito for since October. And actually it's been fantastic. But it's our first time brewing with Spectrum, which is another hot product, and actually Lupomax pellets, which we haven't dry hop with yet, but we will be doing. So interesting use of calculations and creativity. Been a very strange time, obviously, but we've had great support locally and in the rest of Northern Ireland, where our canned products go. But it's great to start getting a bit of kegging going back on. I've heard a noise. I've got to go and have a look at something. Don't know. I did say on the brew days sometimes don't go according to plan, and we just won't mention smoke. Yeah. You cut that out of the video. Smokiness is cut out of the video.
So the spent grain obviously goes to one of the local farmers for cattle feed. Now, a lot of the sugars have been removed, but there obviously is still some nutrition left in there, which the animals see the benefit of. But one thing I just want to take a moment to show to you is just how hard the brewing team work here. So there's a lot of hands-on craft, and I don't say craft in the term that it's a marketing term. These guys are using the sounds, the feel, the weather outside to try and adapt their brew process to suit the beer that they're making that day. So today, for example, the water on the hot liquor tank is 78 degrees and they're mashing in. They don't have temperature control on the mash tun, so they have to be very precise in how they hit that mash temperature. So through experience and experimentation, they're able to hit that mash temperature by knowing what strike water temperature needs to be to allow it to drop to that 67 that they were wanting to hit. When they're transferring from the loiter tun or mash tun into the boil kettle, they're constantly having to check the gravity of the wort to see if there's enough liquid has transferred over, so that they don't have, you know, like modern breweries would have flow control, flow meters where it's measuring the amount of litres that are going through, that it's doing it at a high pace. It's much slower. It's much more hands-on. It's more of a craft in the sense that the guys are genuinely touching and feeling their way through every stage. And we want you to know that, so that when you're opening that beer and you're tasting that beer at home, that it's beer that's brewed by men and women here at the Lacada Cooperative Brewery. It's not a machine that's made it. It's crafted by hand. It's handcrafted, and it's brewed using the finest ingredients. So the guys don't cut corners when it comes to ingredients. They're using Crisp Malt Lallemand Yeast, Simply Hops and Barth Haas hop products. We are very proud to work with them and support them, and we hope that today, by coming into their brewery and brewing a beer with them, and when you get to taste the beer, you'll see that that extra effort and hard work shines through in the quality of the liquid that you taste at home. One of the interesting things that I've found today about Lacada is how they have to adapt seasonally. So, for example, Portrush is a mecca for tourism. As the sunshine comes out, the locals and people from far and wide travel here in non-COVID conditions. But the guys have explained that that has its own problems for them, because they would have to allow for the water treatment changing drastically because the population increases here seasonally. So they have to monitor these things carefully. So the guys really have their finger on the pulse. It's been an enjoyable time visiting Lacada today. We hope you enjoy the beer, which is going to be out real soon. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.